Hi guys! Welcome back to the Master S/4HANA EWM integration series. This is part 3 of the series. Settings in EWM for S/4HANA EWM integration. In part 1, we connected the systems technically. In part 2, we prepared the S/4HANA ERP side. Now, in part 3, we move into the EWM settings that make this integration actually work in real life. In this part, we will explain and configure warehouse numbers in EWM, supply chain units, SCU, SCU hierarchy, party entitled to dispose that represent the owner of the stock, custodian, which is generally the owner of the warehouse, warehouse mapping to SCU, custodian, party entitled to dispose, etc., and number ranges, warehouse control, where we assign the assigned units, currency to the warehouse. Acknowledge the use of advanced functions for the warehouse. When we created the first videos, the plan was a 3-part series. But as we progressed, we realized that compressing everything into 3 parts would compromise the quality and clarity of the content. So we have expanded it into a 6-part series to give you a complete, consultant-level understanding of S/4HANA EWM integration. So, where we are in the 6-part series. Right now we are in part 3, where we are not yet talking about warehouse processes like put away or picking. We're talking about the structural and integration objects that must be in place so that S4 and EWM interpret stock, locations, and ownership in the same way. This is not a pure configuration tutorial. This is the conceptual blueprint you must understand before you touch SPRO. For the full step-by-step configuration with screenshots and examples, we have put everything into a detailed guide on our website saplogisticsexpert.com. The link is in the description. Go to the www.saplogisticsexpert.com. Once on homepage, go to the menu SAP Module Integration. In the drop-down menu, choose SAP EWM and go to the post Master S/4HANA EWM Integration. Step-by-step guide part 3, S/4HANA EWM settings. Here on the website, you can see the full post, all the screenshots, SPRO paths, configuration tables, and detailed explanations. Let's start with the big picture. When you integrate S/4HANA with EWM, there are 3 big questions the system must answer correctly. Question 1: where is the warehouse physically and logically? Our configuration will answer this in the form of warehouse number, SCU, and SCU hierarchy. Question 2: who owns and controls the stock? Our configuration will answer this in the form of party entitled to dispose, custodian. Question 3: how do ERP and EWM talk about the same warehouse? Our configuration will answer this in the form of warehouse mapping, number ranges, warehouse control, and usage mode. If any of these are wrong, we get wrong stock ownership, failed document integration, and inconsistent stock views between ERP and EWM. Let's talk about warehouse numbers and SCU. The structural backbone. We created 3 EWM warehouses for the car business. PA11, Chicago EWM. PA12, Boston EWM. PP11, Electric Car EWM. Each warehouse number is then linked to a supply chain unit, SCU. Key points about SCU. Every warehouse number must be connected to a SCU. The SCU time zone controls how date and time fields are displayed in the warehouse. SCUs are used for structural settings and route determination. Plants and shipping points also get their own SCUs. So at this layer, we are telling EWM. This is where the warehouse is, this is how time is handled, and this is how it fits into the supply chain network. Full screenshots and config steps are available on the website. Check the link in the description. Now we create SCU for plants and shipping points and SCU hierarchy. SCUs are created for the plant and for the shipping points for both outbound and inbound. For example, on the website you can see that plant PA10 SCU PA10 has been created for the plant PA10 and for outbound shipping point SCU PA10 is created. Similarly, for inbound shipping point SCU PA20 is created. Then we maintain the SCU hierarchy. Conceptually, the SCU hierarchy tells EWM which SCU represents the warehouse, INV, which SCUs represent shipping office, SO, and which SCUs represent receiving office, RO. In more complex scenarios, we can have multiple shipping and receiving SCUs linked to the same warehouse SCU. Full screenshots and config steps are available on the website. Check the link in the description. Now let's discuss party entitled to dispose and custodian, meaning who owns the stock. The party entitled to dispose is the business partner that has the right to decide what happens with the stock. The custodian is the business partner that physically holds or manages the stock in the warehouse. In many simple scenarios, the plant's BP is both the custodian and the party entitled to dispose. But in more advanced scenarios, you can store stock for multiple plants in one warehouse. You can have a 3PL scenario where the warehouse is owned by a logistics provider. If you don't model party entitled to dispose and custodian correctly, your stock ownership will be wrong, even if your technical connection is perfect. Full screenshots and config steps are available on the website. Check the link in the description. After the structural and ownership concepts are clear, we assign the warehouse numbers. In the assignment, SCU, custodian, and default party entitled to dispose is assigned to the warehouse. Check the website for the detailed configuration of the assignment of these to our warehouse PA11. Now we will map ERP warehouse numbers to EWM warehouse numbers. Conceptually, ERP uses a 3-character warehouse number. EWM uses a 4-character warehouse number. If you check our website for this configuration, then our mapping tells EWM. When ERP says warehouse PA1, it means EWM warehouse PA11. In embedded EWM, we can map ERP warehouse to EWM warehouse directly without specifying a business system. In decentralized EWM, we can still map directly, but you also have the option to differentiate by business system if needed. This mapping ensures that deliveries created in ERP are routed to the correct EWM warehouse, stock movements are reflected in the right place, and there is no mismatch between ERP and EWM warehouse identities. Now we will explain configuration of number ranges, warehouse control, and advanced functions acknowledgement. Warehouse-dependent number ranges. These are configured for warehouse tasks, warehouse orders, waves, physical inventory documents, etc. These ensure that all EWM documents are uniquely and consistently numbered per warehouse. Warehouse number control is used to configure basic data like weight unit, volume unit, length unit, factory calendar, and default process types for special activities. This defines the operational behavior of the warehouse at a global level. Acknowledge use of advanced functions. Decide whether the warehouse uses basic warehouse management or extended warehouse management. Extended mode enables advanced features like slotting, waves, yard management, labor management, VAS, cross-docking, and TM integration. These settings tell EWM, how should this warehouse behave? Which advanced capabilities are active? How should documents and tasks be numbered and controlled? In this Part 3 video we have covered warehouse numbers creation, SCUs and SCU hierarchy, party entitled to dispose, custodian, warehouse assignments, ERP to EWM warehouse mapping, number ranges, warehouse control, advanced function usage. Go to www.saplogisticsexpert.com for the exact SPRO paths, all the screenshots, the example values, the complete configuration sequence, and the most critical and valuable part, how all of this is set up in a real S/4HANA EWM project. For our car business scenario, we have documented everything in a step-by-step guide in the blog. Master S/4HANA EWM Integration, Part 3, EWM Settings. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. This video gives you the why and the what. The blog post gives you the how with full configuration details. Once you are comfortable with these EWM settings, the next step is to make sure stock types, availability groups, and storage locations are aligned between ERP and EWM. That's exactly what we cover in Part 4, Stock and Availability Mapping. Like this video if it helped you. Subscribe if you want more deep dive SAP EWM and S/4HANA integration content. And don't forget to check the blog post for the full configuration walkthrough. See you in Part 4.